Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Firstly, the Honorable Ma'am Anissa Astrid as a teaching and learning evaluation lecturer and all my beloved friends. So, on this occasion, we will explain about term in language testing. Before that, let me introduce our group's member. The first is Melan Monica, the second one is Amrina Rosada, and the last is me, Melissa Amalia. This is a table of contents regarding the material that we will explain. Contains 7 materials. The first is the achievement task, the second is proficiency task, the third is diagnostic task, the fourth is progress task, next is testing validity, testing reliability, and the last is backwash effect. Okay, the first material will be explained by me. It is about achievement test. Achievement test is a test of knowledge or proficiency which is based on something learned or taught. The aim of an achievement test is to determine students' knowledge in a specific subject area. Achievement tests measure how well students have mastered the subject matter in the course of instruction. High score in achievement tests can indicate a mastery of subject content and also readiness for next advanced instruction. Low scores in achievement tests can indicate the necessity for remediation or repetition of course grade. So, achievement test is the instrument which is used to measure the capacities and the capabilities of an individual. Main steps taken for construction and standardization of the achievement tests are: the first is planning of tests. Planning includes designing of tests and preparation of blueprint of tests. The second one is preparation of preliminary draft. Preliminary draft is prepared by item writing, format setting, item checking by expert, and item editing. The third is tryouts and administration of tests. There are of 3 tryouts are practiced for construction of tests: first, second, and final tryout. And the last is standardization of tests. Standardization of tests includes item analysis and establishment of reliability, validity, and norm setting. Okay, next material is proficiency test. A proficiency test measures a learner's level of language. It can be compared with achievement tests, which evaluate a learner's understanding of specific material. Proficiency tests are uncommon within a classroom, but very frequent as an aim and motivation of language learning. The purpose of any proficiency test is to find out whether you have already got the knowledge and the skill that are taught in a particular course even though you have not taken the course on campus. If you do well on the proficiency test, you can earn academic credit in the subject, and it is assumed you are prepared to succeed in the subject's subsequent courses. Okay. Example IELTS and TOEFL are examples of proficiency tests. In the classroom, proficiency tests often have a significant backwash effect on the classroom, as learners focus narrow to preparing the test items. One way to make practice for exam more meaningful is by asking learners to prepare their own practice question for the group.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Melan Monica. My student number is 2020-5078. So, I would like to deliver my material, a diagnostic test and progress test. A diagnostic test is a test that helps the teacher and learners identify problems that they have with the language. For example, at the start of the course, the teachers give the learners a diagnostic test to see what areas of language need to be in the syllabus. What a diagnostic test is really doing is telling us about the student's current strengths and weaknesses. A diagnostic test can also give us some indication of the student aptitude and tell us something about whether or not they are going to be able to learn a particular type of material. One of the main things that a diagnostic test can do is that It will allow us to concentrate our planning by telling us what the student already know and the gaps in their knowledge. So a diagnostic test is a very useful for the teacher in terms of the curriculum plan. Other benefit of diagnostic tests. Another reason why a diagnostic test is very important to the English language teacher is because it can determine the appropriateness of the course for student. If placement tests are not used at a given school or institution, evaluating the result of a student diagnostic test may reveal whether the course matches the English level of the student or not. The next type of the test is called the progress test, and it's one that whatever teaching situation you find yourself in, you are probably going to be involved in one way or another, typical for a progress test again. All four skills are tested. This type of test is often required by the school or the language center that you are working in, and even so by the parents to show that learning has taken place. The duration of time that the progress test has taken over can vary. It could be a particular unit test that's done when a unit is completed in a book. It could be a term test, it could be half year, or it could be an end of year. So there are different lengths of times over which these progress tests are covering. The progress test can be a very useful test for the teacher because quite often it will indicate from the whole class if there are any areas that they are struggling with, and it tells us what we need to cover that particular area of the curriculum again if we have a particular topics that all the students are getting incorrect, and it tells us that class weakness needs to be addressed. We need to cover that particular area again. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amrina Rosada. My student number is 2020-205086, class PBI3. So today I would like to continue the next topic from our group. And the next topic is 5 testing validity. Testing validity is about how logical and true interpretations and decisions are made based on scores, or in general data from assessments. Validity has been considered a trait of test. A test is valid if it measures what it has to measure and nothing more. Validity and validation are common in large-scale language testing. These topics are fundamental because they help stakeholders in testing systems make accurate interpretation of individuals' language, ability, and related ensuring decisions. However, there is limited information on validity and validation for classroom language testing, for which interpretation and decisions based. The next topic is 6. Testing reliability. Testing reliability means that it should give the same results for similar groups of students and with different people marking. Keep the instructions language simple and give an example. Use language that is similar to what you have used in class, so as not to confuse students. If possible, ask a colleague to do the test before you use it with students. For testing productive skills such as writing and speaking, have 2 markers and use standard written criteria. The reliability of an assessment tool is the extent to which it consistently and accurately measures learning. When the results of an assessment are reliable, we can be confident that repeated or equivalent assessments will provide consistent results. This puts us in a better position to make generalized statements about a student's level of achievement. which is especially important when we are using the result of an assessment to make decisions about teaching and learning, or when we are reporting back to students and their parents. No results, however, can be completely reliable. There is always some random variation that may affect the assessments, so educators should always be prepared to question results. Okay, the next topic is 7. Backwash effect. Backwash effect is the influence that a test has on the way students are taught. Example, the teaching mirrors the test because the teachers want their students to pass. Backwash effect is the outcome of a test or an examination which results either in positive or in a negative way. There are two basic terms of backwash effect, which are the positive and the negative backwash effect. Positive backwash effect occurs when there is harmony between the teaching and the student's examination or a class test performance. The negative backwash effect occurs when there is no sync between what is taught and what is performed, or such as narrowing down the content. Both of these types of backwash influence the teaching as well as the learning process. Backwash also implies that students have ready access to you to discuss the feedback and evaluation you have given. Okay, I think that's all from our group. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.